Authors and their publicists were always sending to the store. Despite a deep-seated wish that she could just hole up in her house for Christmas like a fox in a cozy den, she had worked tirelessly for days to make this party a success. If she were a scam artist, she would have called this baiting her trap. She had to convince her dearest friends and family members that she was indeed trying to move forward with her life after the hell of the past year. To accomplish that, she needed to put on a convincing show for them. Maybe then, everybody would back off and give her a little space to find her own way. "What do you think?" she asked April Herrera, who was taking a load of Books and Brew coffee mugs out of the small dishwasher behind the counter. The assistant manager for the coffeehouse side of her business gazed at the setup with an enchanted look in her eyes that seemed at odds with her henna-colored hair, pencil-thin eyebrows, and various diamond studs. The silk-long underwear shirt she wore underneath her barista shirt and apron hid the various tattoos Maura knew adorned her arms. Judging only by appearances, April ought to be wild and cynical. Instead, she was just about the sweetest person Maura knew. More important, she was smart and hardworking and intuitive about her customers. "It looks super in here. Just perfect. You guys are going to have such a great time." Maura tended to have a soft spot for rebellious girls, probably because she'd been one in another lifetime. "Are you sure you can't stay?" "I really wish I could. Your book club meetings are always a hoot. Your mom cracks me up every time she comes in, and it's hilarious to watch Ruth and Claire together. Do they ever agree on a book?" "Rarely," she answered. Or anything else, for that matter. Ruth Tatum worked in the bookstore, and she and her daughter had what could best be described as a complicated relationship. "You should really stay. You know everyone would love to have you again. Your comments on the last book were really insightful." "I can't. Sorry. I've really got to take off as soon as Josh gets here. This is my very first time night skiing with the team." "How's that going?" she asked. "Excellent." The young woman's face lit up. "I think they're ready to put me on the schedule on a regular basis." April was training for the ski patrol and also taking classes in hope of eventually becoming a paramedic. Maura didn't know how she juggled work and class and her 2-year-old son, especially on her own. Maybe that was another reason she had taken April under her wing. She could certainly relate to being a young, single mother just trying to survive. "That's terrific. If you need me to make any adjustments to your work schedule here, just say the word. I'm flexible, and I'm happy to babysit Trek whenever you need." "Thanks, Maura. Maybe you can come to the book club meeting in January, if it fits around all the plates you have spinning." "Definitely." April started to add something else, but a customer at the coffee counter rang the little bell, and she gave Maura a later kind of wave and headed back to take the order. Personally, Maura couldn't wait for January to finally turn that page of her calendar to a new year. Maybe once the holiday craziness was over, she could escape some of the pressure of trying to act as if everything was fine when she was frozen solid inside. She grabbed one more bowl of spicy nuts and set it on a side table, then moved a bowl of plump, airy peppermints to another spot. Having dear friends and family members surrounding her in Hope's Crossing was both a blessing and a curse. She knew they loved her and worried for her, while she understood their concern and tried to be grateful. Mostly she just found it exhausting and overwhelming. Sometimes that ever-present concern made her feel as if she had been buried alive under an avalanche. It pressed down on her, heavy and suffocating, until all she wanted to do was scramble for an air pocket. Even her little bungalow on Mountain Laurel Road wouldn't remain a haven for long. In a few days, her daughter Sage would be coming home from college for the holidays, bringing yet another pair of watchful eyes. She could do it. A few more weeks of pretending, and then she could have the cold nights of January to herself. After one last look around,